Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Classic. Classic.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Why you ain't say nothing? I'm only gonna do this once. You always knew I'd make it in the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? You believed in me the whole time? For real? Yeah. I couldn't tell. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages on my own getting bigger. Now you wanna say something. But watching my story all winning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Yeah. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Put that on my soul. They ain't hungry no more when it's time to eat crow. Or a farming, I'm enhancing my glow. Ain't gon' argue with you about what I know. Photo album, all I'm seeing is ghosts. Had to remodel from pillar to post. Said what I said, I ain't come here to argue. You said congratulations, should've said sorry. Got it, now you won't be part of the party. Your access denied, I'm sorry, not sorry. When I needed air, niggas wouldn't have farted. Now they pulling up and thinking we solid. Now I'm on the phone talking $1 million topics. Up early, Zoom call out to Abu Dhabi. Don't answer my phone if it's gonna be about gossip. I don't really care, everybody got problems. That's why I be sharing my woes. Letting y'all know it's okay, you can come up from the bottom. Whoa. Scraping, scratching, clawing. Before I start running, I started with crawling. Before I got balance, I started with falling. Started with broke before I ever was balling. Started with hope before ever rewarded. They ain't show up till I became important. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing?
Classic. Yo, it's Classic with the classic codes, and I got another great live show for y'all. What up, chat?
I'm only gonna do this once.
As everybody files in, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and hit the notification button so you can know when we go live. We do this all the time. That's all the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So look, man, we got a great show, and we don't have a ton of time, but we definitely have enough time, and that's a blessing. I'm grateful to be here. I hope y'all grateful to be alive today too.
Classic.
Yes, Lord. So look, we've been on a tear, man. Me and my homie, the Tears Down, of the Raw Society Coalition. We've been on a tear all this week, covering a series of different perspectives and vantage points on the results, the plight, the experience, and the ideologies of the nice guy, right?
Classic.
And so today we're going to continue on that trend. And as y'all see, today's episode is the plight of the nice. All right. So we're going to get into a reaction video over with Anton Daniels to kick things off. Before we do, like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Shout out to everybody that's filing in the chat. Conversations with Soft Rain 333. What up? Everybody who first time here, whether you watching from the vertical or the regular way, make sure you tap that like button, man. We definitely appreciate it. So we're going to start off with the reaction video. And like I said, we sliding over to Anton Daniels' page. It looks like there is a sister who is leaving her husband, but I guess this gentleman is a great man. So let's see what her explanation is as to why she would want to leave a good man. I guarantee you guys that she's about to describe a very, very nice person.
Classic.
Yeah. I guarantee you. Passport Skull, what up? 333. I see the gang filing in. What up? All right, let's get it going, chat.
Brittany Hall recently posted a TikTok talking about how good men lose good women. She basically described the current dynamic of my relationship, and I don't know what to do with it. I can't get it out of my head.
How come it's never when good women lose good men?
Talked openly on my page about how my husband and I are currently in a valley in our marriage. We are trying to decide, where do we go from here? We have been together for over 17 years and married for over 13. We got married as babies. We were just 22 years old. And I know a lot of people, especially now in this day and age, are saying you should not be getting married before 26 or 30. So when I say 22, their guests are flabbered. but we felt like we knew what we were doing.
Let me stop right there real quick. When people say that you shouldn't get married before 26 or 30, I don't think they know, either consciously or subconsciously, that perspective is rooted in whole culture.
Classic.
The concept of playing in the street and staying in the street just for a little while before you settle down, that perspective is rooted in whole culture.
I'm only gonna do this once.
So, like, when people be like, "Oh, don't get me," why? If you a young man and you 22 years old and you got a sister that's with you that's 22 years old and she locked in and educated and got some goals and visions and she ready to go get to it and get after life, and you locked in and motivated and educated and you ready to get to it and get after life, you know what I'm saying? And educated don't necessarily mean college educated. It just means educated and prepared to succeed in your field. You understand what I'm saying, Chat? So if y'all both at 22 years old are locked in and focused on life in that way, why wouldn't y'all tie the knot? You know what I'm saying? Whatever physical desires your hormones are thriving for, y'all can provide that for each other.
Classic.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever pitfalls and slip ups you're going to have along the way of lifelong companionship, you're going to have those anyway, whether you start at 30 and go till 70, or if you start at 22 and go to, you know what I'm saying, 70, or like, there's no avoiding certain things. Like, we try to do a song and dance to navigate life perfectly. It's not going to work out like that. I think it's terrible advice to tell somebody not to lock in young. I think locking in young has its benefits. It has a whole lot of perks, a lot of foundational principles, a lot of things in regards to legacy. You know, you lock in and get married at 22. If you're a focused man and she's a submissive woman, but yet a focused woman and an ambitious woman herself, you guys can do great things together. By the time you're 30 years old, you guys will probably have a trust set up. Most Black people die without ever establishing a trust.
I'm only gonna do this once.
So, you know, the advice of don't get married, you shouldn't even be thinking about marriage till you damn near 30. That's rooted in whole culture. They're telling you to stay in the street and play in the street just for a little while, chat.
Classic.
You know, so yeah. I understand everybody's journey is different, but I wouldn't give that advice. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't give that advice. Honestly, the way the streets look these days, the sooner you can get out of them, the better.
Classic.
You know, it's a lot going on. But let's proceed.
When we were willing to take that leap of faith, we understood that we would probably have more challenges than most, simply because we chose to get married so young. There was so many future versions of ourselves that we're going to have to grow and learn and mature. And we were okay with jumping in and taking that risk and vowing to be there for each other through all of those things. However, what we didn't know then that we do know now is that I'm an anxious attachment, he's an avoidant. And apparently those relationships are typically destined to fail.
Let me translate for you guys. Imagine waking up in the morning and you see your girl that you've been married to and you've given your entire life to. Wake up and she's talking about how she's thinking about leaving a good man because y'all are in a valley in y'all marriage. And she's labeling you an avoidant and she's an anxious attachment, right? Meaning that she likes to nag and you like to avoid confrontation because you want the best in life or you want peace in your life. And you may not necessarily even see life, and it doesn't mean that she's a bad person, but you know, they put these labels on themselves that then inspire them to live this lifestyle that is not reflective of what the reality is. And y'all are supposed to be growing together instead of growing apart. And I'm guessing that maybe the kids are still young, if they have kids at all, because she said they've been married for like 17 years. I got married at 22 years old. So this is not like I'm just speaking about something and I'm not familiar with what it takes to actually have a successful marriage and be successfully married. But let's continue on.
That is, if they don't do the work. Which leads me to Brittany's video. She talks about how good men lose good women simply because they are living in the gap. What is the gap, you might ask? Well, she goes on to define it as that space between intentionality and action and the space between acknowledgement and accountability. You have
Imagine having to continue to do the work after 17 years and somebody else is going to get the best of her later.
This good man who means well, but he doesn't move well. He talks about wanting things and wanting this and that for your life, but he doesn't actually show up in the ways that are necessary for you to do those things. He sees his patterns, but he refuses to change them. This essentially summarizes every single conversation I have ever had with my husband. But I will take what she said one step further. It's not just about that he doesn't move well or show up or that he has patterns that he doesn't change. For our dynamic specifically, it's not totally that there's a gap between those things and how he shows up for others. It's also about that gap in how he shows up for himself. He doesn't believe in himself, and it shows. And it doesn't matter that I've spent almost 2 decades pouring into him and telling him that he can be and do whatever he wants to be. And I will stand by his side through the ups and the downs. Because he is not willing to do the work to change his patterns, he cannot believe what I am saying. They are constantly putting it back on the woman. Oh, your man can't be great because you're being too stern. You're being too rough. You won't speak to him gently enough. You're not being feminine enough. You want to put it back on us. But the reality is, what if you do have a woman who's doing that? What if she is doing that? Right? A farmer can sow seeds all day long, but like the Bible says, if it falls on rocky ground, if it falls on shallow soil, if it falls where the weeds can choke it out, or where the birds can come in and eat it, what does it matter? What does it matter if she's speaking the things and doing the things and showing up for you in all of the ways if it's not landing on proper soil?
I don't know. I'm always extremely skeptical, when a person gives a story and they're, not at fault at all. I'm always extremely skeptical, I talk to y'all all the time about falling out with people, chat. I talk to y'all all the time about falling out with people. And I'll be like, yeah, it be this on both sides. You know what I'm saying? I'll take my part. I ain't tripping. But I'm always skeptical when people tell stories and they like 100% a victim. Yo, Dark Crypto, what up? Welcome back. Temptation at its finest. Absolutely. Miles Bachelor said, always Jamal's fault. Right. You picking up what I'm putting down, Miles? The same thing I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you ain't do nothing. Miles Bachelor 333. What up, Miles? What up? What's going on, bro? Let's continue.
If you won't do the work, one of the things women talk about a lot, and there's even a lot of discourse around it on TikTok, is do not marry a man for his potential. I'm a millennial and I'm a woman of color. When I was growing up, we were taught that if you do find a good man and you see his potential, then pour into him.
What exactly is it that he is supposed to do? That's what I'm trying to understand. What is it that you see? Because I think that social media can be incredibly toxic. And when you then listen to or subject yourself to things that you otherwise would have never been familiar about, you would have been happy, you would have been awesome, you'd have been communicating more effectively, you would have just been great and been the example, and then y'all would have just continued to inspire each other to be great, right? But here's the thing that I'm asking you, right? What exactly is it that you're expecting for this person to do the work about? Because I tend to believe that a lot of this is selfish, is based off of being selfishly motivated. And you are comparing him to something that he never signed up for. And just because he communicates what his dreams, goals, and aspirations are, and a lot of times those are being drained, and it doesn't mean that we shouldn't take ownership and responsibility for the lot that we have in life. But when you give everything that you have to raising kids, making sure that you're taking care of other people, whatever, so on and so forth, and life is lifing for you, what exactly are y'all expecting for these people to be and do that's different from what you signed up for? Or did your taste change based off of something that you experienced or seen or have been influenced by, either on social media or in real life? That's all.
It's none of that. It's none of that, Anton. It's the insatiable nature of the woman. I told you, the next time I meet a completely fulfilled and satisfied woman, it will be the absolute first time.
Classic.
Women are impossible to satisfy. If you check all the boxes, they will make new boxes. If you are perfect, you are boring.
Classic.
If you are toxic, then you're volatile, you're unstable, you're this, you're that. Where's the gray area in the middle where it's just it's the insatiable nature of the woman. And we can't live with them, can't live without them. You know what I'm saying? We can't live with them, can't live without them, chat. And a lot of women, they feel the same about us, or do they? It's a whole lot going on the internet about, don't need a man, good without a man. If I don't end up with a man, I'm fine. It's a lot of that rhetoric going on. So I don't know if they feel the same about us, brothers. But I know me, can't live with them, can't live without them. I need me one or two. You know what I'm saying, chat? You get me, chat. Let's go.
All I'm trying to understand.
We are taught to see the best in our future partners and then see if they have the capability of becoming who we believe they can be. But Gen Z is clocking that. They've seen their Gen X and millennial parents and grandparents, the women in their family, marry these men for their potential. And then that potential never manifests. And so,
ooh, Miles, good call. He said all she's doing is planning her next move. Irreconcilable differences, grounds for divorce. Yeah, it looked like she laying out some groundwork. She laying out the map for it. Yeah.
now the message is, do not marry a man for his potential. Make sure that he already has his bag up. Make sure that he already has everything in order. Make sure that you can essentially step into his life already knowing that you're...
And they suffering like a motherfucker. And they broke and they dusty. And just because they having a conversation does not mean that that's translating into success. We have more single mothers than ever before. We have more poverty than ever before. We just sit there and looked at over 42 million people was begging about their food stamps. Women are out here complaining that they got student loans and they're looking for forgiveness. They had all of these fake jobs with the government. And she's talking about clocking something. The culture is doing worse than it has ever been before. And we're sitting here having a conversation about this woman talking about leaving a good man. So basically, it's about money. That's what I'm translating this to be. It's about money. She wants him to make more money so that she can live the lifestyle that she wants to live. Let me see if there's any more to mine out about this, y'all.
going to be fully taken care of.
He thinks it's about money. My vote is about attraction. Let's see who's right.
That just wasn't the conversation when I was coming up. And because that was my programming, it was something that I was completely fine with. What I didn't anticipate was that when I got older and I would be thrust into this situation of having to do a lot of healing work to overcome a lot of trauma that I didn't even realize I had at the time, it would become extremely important to me that I would have a partner who would also be willing to do the work to make themselves better.
I could tell the influence because she's talking about a partner and not a husband now. Now you're a partner.
Both of us were abandoned by our biological fathers, and that was actually one of the things we bonded over when we were dating. We wanted to ensure that we were with somebody who was only bound to us, who was loyal to us, who wanted the same thing we wanted, which was a complete nuclear family, not a whole bunch of kids everywhere else, because we both have siblings from our other parents out there in the world that we don't even completely have a relationship with. I told my husband, I am not expecting you to do your healing work at the same time that I'm doing mine. But we do see some areas that could use some work, some improvement that are preventing you from connecting in this relationship. And so all I need to know is that you will eventually do the work. And I was told no. I was told.
Good for him. Good for him for standing up for himself, because his obligation is not to do what you tell him to do. I think that you need to do what you're supposed to do, raise your kids effectively. And if you're still feeling some type of way, I think that he should stand on his ground and he should grow. And his obligation is to meet the expectation that God has set for him, not what you think is best for him. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. I think Miles Bachelor hit it on the head, man. I think he hit the nail on the head. Lisa said she missed it. Yeah, she's essentially the woman was explaining how she get ready to leave her perfectly good husband because she want him to do some type of work. Vaguely, she expressed she wants him to do some type of work that he's not doing to improve, and we can't really translate what exactly that is. And so, but it looked like she laying out the groundwork for her reasoning and rationale to go ahead and leave somebody who it ain't nothing wrong with. Back to the streets she goes.
Classic.
But shout out to Anton Daniels. Hey, man, listen, that's another nice brother. Another one bites the dust, chat. Another nice man bites the dust. He's paying bills. He's, a good guy. He's doing this. She's got nothing but good to say about him while expressing how she getting ready to get on up out of there on his goof ass.
I'm only going to do this once.
So another one bites the dust. Hey, Tez, they going to correct us when we finally wrong, ain't they, Tez? They're going to correct us when we're finally wrong. We've been doing a whole series this week. Make sure y'all go tap in with the Tez down. He been streaming on similar content. So we did a 3.5 or 3 hour stream earlier this week talking about these concepts. You know what I'm saying? The plight of the nice guy, the things that the nice guy goes through, the mindset of the woman in regards to how they feel genuinely about the nice guy, everything about the experience in the world of the nice guy. I'm letting y'all know, man. I don't care if it sounds bad to say out loud. Operating inside of reality is going to get you the best results. And being a super nice dude, it just has diminishing returns. Lisa says, sounds like she got somebody else in mind. Yeah, somebody probably the polar opposite of that good ass dude. She doesn't want a nice guy.
Classic.
It's just not what they like. Yeah. Shout out to Anton Daniels, man. Make sure y'all go tap in. Let's see. Let's move. Earn my masculine energy. Ooh, let's go to tonight's conversation. We're going to slide over to TikTok real quick. Let's tap in. We are not, and I repeat, we are not about to listen to Kitty. That's not happening, chat. We not about to listen to Kitty. We're going to listen to my dog Trip, and we're going to listen to some Sarah Fontenot. We're going to listen to everybody but Kitty. Let's go.
A lot of men haven't got the opportunity.
Yeah.
Hold on. This ain't it. Hold on. Hold on, chat. Let me see. It's not the right video. Hold on, chat. Who? Drop them threes in the chat, man. 333, and make sure you hit the like button if you have not already. Why is that brother crying in public? Here we go. Oh yeah, I found it. Here we go, chat. It don't take long. Let's get it. She called herself aggressive and dominant. Jesus. Sounds terrible. All right, here we go, chat. We got the right work. Appreciate y'all patience. Let's roll.
I'm an aggressive, dominant female, right? So how do I get a guy to break those walls down?
Put the shoe on the other foot real quick. I just want to, I guess, note what this be sounding like to me. I can't wait for a woman to come along and bring me into my masculine era. I mean, the right woman to really motivate me to really protect and provide for her. Because most of these women done had me in my soft era for so long that I don't even know if women are really worthy of bringing out my masculinity. So I really got to trust the right one in order to be the man that I'm supposed to be. Who dating me? I say something like that.
Well, you know what's crazy? That
Who with me if I'm saying that me being a man is contingent on you being the woman that you're supposed to be? Like, be realistic. You feel me? And again, this not to knock my beloved. I don't know her, and I don't know contextually what she means by having walls up. You feel me? And that's why I said I'm trying to be gracious. But I find too often, especially because it's popular rhetoric, that a lot of women will rather choose to place their healing, to place their progress on the backs of a doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like ladies, bro, because again, I find it more with women. Take men out of the center of your life and see what that do for you.
I'm an aggressive, dominant female.
Did we hear enough, chat? Big Skull said, no, we don't want to hear Ace either. No, it wasn't Ace. No, we weren't going to listen to him either. He be pandering. He know where that bag at. Lisa said, what's wrong with Kitty? Everything. That's a conversation for another episode. Everything. Sorcerer. But listen, man, Trip made a great point. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it sounds like to us. Like when females be talking about, oh, the right man will make me be a woman. It's like, you not already just walking around doing that 24/7? Like the rest of the anytime is so if you don't presently have a real man in your life, you just being a nigga today. Like what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Same concept though. And I think that's kind of it kind of speaks to why women gravitate towards the more aggressive of the men, or the quote unquote bad guys, or the toxic men, or whatever the case may be, because the willingness to engage, the willingness to argue. See, I think we're cracking the code a little bit here. The misinterpretation that women have of masculinity, I believe, is the problem. I'm realizing it now in real time. There's a misinterpretation of what women view as masculinity. So when a man is willing to argue to the point where he feels like he has won the argument, he's willing to yell back at a woman and get louder than she's willing to get and assert himself into the toxicity. That's actually a man exhibiting femininity. He's being overly emotional. He's willing to be a little illogical, irrational. He's willing to make a scene, right? Getting loud, right? That's actually femininity, but it gets misinterpreted as dominance, assertiveness, when actually dominance is actually pretty calm. It's 1 or 2 moves. It isn't an hour-long argument. Dominance is actually pretty calm. 1 or 2 moves. Watch the animals. Watch the animals. I watch a decent, not as much as I used to, but sometimes when I'm doing my editing, I don't want to listen to any podcasts or anything in the background. I throw on my National Geographics. You know what I'm saying? I watch a decent amount. And like I was watching this one of the lionesses of the pride. She over there chastising the king, messing with him. He laying there trying to chill. He ain't reacting for real, right? He trying to chill. He not really reacting. She chastising him, just messing with him, picking with him. My man stand up, calm. She kind of take like a half step back. She go to swipe at him again. My man raise his paw, put it on her neck, and pin her down. And just look at her. She calmed her little silly ass right down. Just 2 moves. He ain't swell up, get into the big back and forth with her, scrape at her and all. He ain't do all that. That would have been him acting like another lioness. You get what I'm saying? So if females be like, oh, you know, I need to be around some real masculinity to walk in my femininity, it's like, nah, you looking for you really just looking for a girlfriend.
Classic.
You looking for a girlfriend with a penis, because masculinity don't behave like that.
I'm only gonna do this once.
I think we just cracked the code. Now, in regards to Tripp's point of turning it on its head, I think that was brilliant. Brilliant work by my dog Trip Fontenot.
Classic.
Absolutely brilliant work. Because what does a man sound like? You know, in order for me to really walk into my manhood, I just need some super feminine energy around me so I could really be, you know what I'm saying, in my manhood. No, you know, me. One thing about all the men I grew up seeing, one of the greatest perks of a man is men gonna do what men gonna do. You hear me, chat? We gonna do what we gonna do. I've never once heard my father ask my mother for permission.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form. Hey, I was thinking about blah, blah, blah. What you think about that? That's like slight weight asking for permission, right? I never heard that. It's always been, I'm doing this. Okay.
Classic.
Like, you know, that's masculinity, fam. You know, it's a lot of dudes these days checking in, you know, getting chaperoned and shit.
Classic.
You know, you know, getting permission slip signed, all type of shit going on. So, you know, they giving out their GPS locations, all type of shit going on out here. It's wicked in the streets. It's really weird outside. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I really like this piece. I thought this was gonna be interesting to bring to y'all, man. Earn my masculine energy. Yeah, but that do sound crazy. And women would never go for that. So they should respect why men don't go for it. You know what I mean? For sure. But shout out to tonight's conversation. Shout out to Trip Fontaine. And that was a dope TikTok video, man. That's it for Earn My Masculinity. All right. So look, question of the day. This one for the fellas. Talk to me, guys. Does being handsome beat being rich? And explain. Let's talk about it. And then, ladies, y'all can get y'all perspective. Does a handsome man beat a rich man? Miles Batchelor said, I don't understand. Does she want to be? Some of them do, Miles. Lisa said, I think a lot of women's circumstances cause them to be dominant or more masculine. That's what y'all be saying. I think, I think that's just echo chamber stuff. Like, I think one woman said it on a platform and then women just picked it up, similar to the Pop the Balloon show. The first chick says her reason is his shoes. The next 4 women say the reason is his shoes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think women are forced to be masculine. They actually get more done leaning into femininity. It actually allows them to manipulate better for the good or the bad. Lisa said, yeah, Trip did that. Nah, he did. He definitely went crazy. He definitely went crazy. D said, when I snap my fingers, you will forget you were, oh, okay. Hey, who got a wrench in here? Who got a wrench in here? We got the trolls showing up. We're going to let you cook just a little bit. Don't get carried away. D's. There's probably a bot anyway. But let's roll. Question of the day. Does being handsome beat being rich? Does being handsome beat being rich? Let's talk about it, chat. Ladies, what you prefer if you had to choose? And it doesn't mean he's handsome and broke. It just means he's not rich. Oh, okay. We can take care of you myself. Light work. But yeah, does being handsome beat being rich? Let's talk about it. I don't know. I can say this. If we want to go extreme, if you want to go rich and physically unappealing versus handsome and, you know what I'm saying, broke, right? If we want to go extreme with it, give me handsome and broke. Give me handsome and broke for 500. Because physically unappealing can mean a lot. Like, it don't just got to mean you out of shape. You could be all the way ugly. You know what I'm saying? And me being blessed, being handsome, I don't know that I want to live the ugly experience, chat. No disrespect to the ugly people out there. Shout out to everybody out there who facially challenged and making shit work.
Classic.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody out there who got a face for a foot commercial and they putting it together anyway.
I'm only gonna do this once.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Y'all think I'm being sarcastic too, but I'm really not though. You know what I'm saying? For beautiful to matter, ugly gotta exist. So there's some people that's hard to look at. But you know what? That don't mean you can't work with something. Maybe you ugly, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe the chick ugly, but she got a real nice body and shit, and she do what she can to keep her skin super butter smooth, and she keep her hair done real good, and it just make her ugliness just not quite as bad. You know, you gotta put it together. You feel
I'm
me?
only gonna do this once.
Gotta put it together. I ain't even trying to be harsh. Passport Skull said, I'd rather be rich. I'm already handsome. Talk that shit, Passport Skull. But what if your handsomeness was taken from you? That's what I said. Let's talk about the extreme. Rich and broke. I mean, no, handsome and broke, or rich and physically unattractive. So whatever handsomeness because I'm not gonna call you handsome, dog, but whatever handsomeness you feel like you got, you know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm saying? You that's gone. But you got that bag though. You got that bag. But you looking like Thriller after midnight. You know what I'm saying? Miles Batchelor said a handsome man can become rich. Doesn't always work the other way. That's what I'm saying, Miles. I can go get that money. Let me start off with a little, you know what I'm saying, with a little charm. Yeah, I'm with you, Miles. Miles just cooked. Lisa said, I don't think it's an echo chamber. I believe that there are women who grew up seeing certain things done by a woman because there is no man in the home, among other factors. Oh, you saying so the examples was of a woman like, but see, that's more like, isn't that more like duties and not behavior? Because like, I get it. Like, okay, so I get what you're saying. So she said, I prefer handsome. You can always get some money. Yep. Hey, fellas, that's a woman speaking. Says she prefer handsome. You can always get some money. I know. Yeah, I know what you meant. She said, yeah, hey, fellas, I told y'all check the physical attraction box. I be trying to tell y'all, free game. But back to this. She said, I don't think it's an echo chamber. I believe that there are women who grew up seeing certain things done by a woman because there is no man in the home, among other factors. Yeah, but see, that gets complicated. It's nuanced, right? Because it's like, okay, if there's no man in the house, then they grew up seeing a woman have to be like a disciplinarian to in their own way, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I don't know. At some point, I think women felt like they had to like cosplay as a dude when they could have just got everything done in a feminine capacity. That's what I think the misconception is. I think you helped me crack a code. I think a lot of women don't realize that what they're trying to accomplish, they can accomplish it without crossing over into masculinity. The answer is actually leaning further into their femininity.
Classic.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's the case in most instances. Miles Bassler said Yoda is rich, but right. Yeah. I ain't trying to be out here like Jabba the Hutt with a bag. I'm cool. I don't even think, like, when you rich and unattractive, I don't even think you can find true love. And that's gross. You know what I'm saying? If you handsome and you ain't got shit, if she with you, she with you. She with you. You don't even come with no amenities. She with you. Yeah. Lisa said, yeah, I can agree. Yeah, for sure. Good dialogue. Yeah, there's nuances to it. But that's the question of the day, man. Y'all prefer handsome or rich? Miles said he prefer handsome. He can go get some money. Lisa said she prefer a man that's handsome. You know what I'm saying? You can go get some money. I said handsome. I think it's unanimous. But y'all let us know on the rewatch for anybody that's catching this on the playback. Y'all let us know on the rewatch in the comments what you prefer, being handsome, or does being handsome beat being rich is the question of the day. Yeah, let's talk about it, chat. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Classic.
All right, let's move over into the code language conversation. The code language conversation for today is on apathy. This was actually supposed to be for yesterday's episode, but I didn't get to it. Like we always do with the code language conversation, we look up the book definition and go from there. So the word apathy, lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. Okay, a lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. As you can see, we've been on a series talking about the experience in the world and the perspective of the nice guy. I thought that apathy would be a suitable code language for this little week-long, series or sequence of videos or live streams we've been doing. Myself, the Tears Down, the No Middleman panel, the Raw Society Coalition. We've been on a tear, man. And I think apathy was one that's applicable here, because I truly believe apathy is what most women feel for nice guys. Genuinely, though. See, for too long, we've been saying, oh, women are bad at choosing. They don't know what's best for them. You got guys in the internet content creation space saying flat out, women are dumb, women are stupid. That's what these people say. I try to refrain from that type of thing on the classic codes. In regards to calling women dumb and calling them stupid, I try to refrain from that. What I think is, what I'm realizing from actually consuming so many hours of women's perspectives from all over the states and all over the world. The internet is a big, small place, right? Is that women genuinely feel apathy towards nice guys. They have a lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. It's genuine, though. Y'all think that they see a nice guy that's also good looking, right? Me and Tez talked about this. The nice guy could be good looking. The dude could be in the gym, tall, dark, handsome, but he's just a gentleman, nice, raised right, speaks right. You know what I'm saying? Parents are nice, everything perfect over there. They genuinely don't like him. He does nothing for them. He don't tickle the fancy. There needs to be a scientific study on why that's the case, but we have arrived at the conclusion, chat, that it is true. It's very much true. Apathy is what women feel towards the nice guy. There's a select portion of women where nice guys are legitimately their type. Most women have to grow into genuinely finding a nice guy attractive. But in most cases, women feel like they settling when they get to the nice guy phase. When they finally take a nice guy serious, it's when they ready to just settle. They couldn't get it right with they type. But he's so nice, he still feel like he won a trophy. He still feel like he won a prize. He feel like he won a ring.
Classic.
Apathy applies to a lot of things. What's up, B? What's going on? JW Pearson, what's up? Miles Batcher said, I think ladies have confrontation. Oh, I think ladies love confrontation. Things ain't right if we ain't arguing. Hey, you said it. You said it. Listen, you come on here every day and try your best to be objective. You're going to draw some uncomfortable conclusions. That's just the way this works. I've drawn some dope conclusions too. Y'all been here for all of them. But it's the real. So for all the dudes out there that have been simping and, you know, doing this and doing that, you got to, hey, look, it's a lot of dudes giving out a lot of free game. You know, these are the dudes that oftentimes your little you talking to, she gonna tell you she don't like that you watch their channel and all that. That mean they telling you something right. If your lady tell you she don't like you watching so-and-so channel, they telling you something right. And she don't appreciate the fact that you're learning not to be manipulated. You know, let me be clear with y'all, chat. Hold on, tenderness. Let me be clear with y'all. If God made something better than a woman, I don't want it. If God made something better than a woman, I don't want it, fam. So y'all come on here, you hate women. You tell me I love, nigga. Man, listen. I wish I was messy enough to bring some testimonials up on this motherfucker. They let you know how much I love a woman. But you got to understand what you're laying with, fellas. You still got to understand what you laying with. Listen, one day, matter of fact, I think we're supposed to be breaking down Job on Sunday Serve Us. But after that, we're going to break down Samson. I really want to go through the story of Samson with y'all. Because I think sometimes people get shit misconstrued when you point out both sides of the woman and the nature of the woman. Y'all realize that manipulation, they are master manipulators, fam. So you have to make sure that you have yourself under control. We know that we need them, but you got to have some discipline, some restraint, and some control and some understanding of the nature of the beast, fam. You don't think Samson was smart as hell, fam? You're not licking your lips all about, man. Man, listen. Samson was smart as hell. My dog Samson, he was a crash out too. A real YN. Samson was like the first YN in the Bible. He really was. He was thugging, stepping on shit. But Samson had plenty of street smarts. He had him an old lady. Some shit had went down in the town. He went away from the town, came back to the town, found out that her daddy, his father-in-law, her daddy, then gave her to a dude that he know, one of his constituents, because talking about Samson, we didn't think you was coming back. So he then gave his daughter to another man. So Samson crashed out again. Boom. Story move on, yada, yada, yada. Samson slides to a brothel one night to get some little, you feel me, from a little yeah. You know what I'm saying? The little yeah try to line him up. Hey, we got Samson over here. He sliding through the brothel to get some woo-wop. So they line him up trying to see what was to him on the way out in the morning. Samson so street savvy, he leave a brothel in the middle of the night. They can't even line him up. Samson had plenty of street smarts before he got to Delilah. See, y'all got to really read these stories. This shit go back to ancient times. This ain't me bashing women. This shit come from education, knowledge, historical data. You know what I'm saying? He had plenty of street smarts before he got to Delilah. When he got to Delilah, by the time she was able to cut his hair, she had already tried to line him up 3-4 times unsuccessfully. So he had plenty of understanding that she was trying to line him. And then he fell weak and finally actually told her the truth to actually get rid of his strength. And she got him that time. But he was weak for a woman. So, and it was to his detriment. He still went out like a soldier. Samson got a death greater than who else died a glorious death? Leonidas shit was kind of hard. Leonidas shit was kind of hard, but he didn't die like Samson. Samson took all the ops with him. You know what I'm saying? So he still went out like a soldier, but still he fell to his weakness for a woman. He was manipulated by a woman that he was weak for. He was smart. He understood, and he still went for it. That's what people don't get. So when dudes on here giving y'all free game on how to move and groove and understand what you're dealing with, it's not to like tear down women, fam. It's to allow you to navigate better. And any woman that, hey, listen. And if you got a woman that really love you and really rock with you, she'll be real with you about the nature of women. Let your woman actually be your best friend. She'll tell you, Classic don't be on there lying. We is like that. You know what I'm saying? We like that. They'll tell you the truth if they really fuck with you. It's the ones who be like, oh, I hate this, I hate that. They still manipulating, gang. They still manipulate. We don't be on here lying. Myron Gaines ain't on here lying. Kevin Samuels wasn't on here lying. Anton Daniels don't be on here lying. I'm not on here lying. Tez Down not on here lying. We don't be lying, folks. Passport Skull said, big facts. Samson was a dog. Lisa said, if your ass ain't from Chicago, story time, he went out and got some, you feel me, from a little yeah.
Classic.
Hey.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Straight like that, though. It is what it is. He went out, you know. So I was just telling y'all, man. All that nice shit you got going on, fam. Y'all got to cut it. It's gonna get you diminishing returns. I get it. Like, it's in some of y'all code because, like, y'all dudes ain't how y'all pops around to really tell y'all about the nature of women for real, or y'all uncle around to tell y'all about the nature of women for real. And so, like, you had women around you telling you to be a man that they never met and shit. And now you out here losing, getting bad results and shit. Like, listen to men about how to deal with women, because men deal with women. Women giving you advice on dealing with women, and they don't date women. It's like a female. It's like a chick you talking to, and her best friend. You meet her best friend, and her best friend tell you how great she is, and you got to ask her best friend, when the last time you dated her? What do you mean? Did you ever date your friend? Well, no. Then you don't know what she is as a companion. You only know her as your homie. You don't know what she is to me. You can't tell me how awesome she is. She could be an awesome homie to you and a fucking headache. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, listen to people who deal with women about women. Don't listen to women about women. It only makes sense. Yeah. That's all. And then for women, it worked backwards. Women, you want a man, listen to men about what men want, because a man that don't want you will tell you the truth about what men want. Talk to your brother. Talk to your uncle. A man that don't want you will tell you the truth about what men want. It's easy for women to find the truth about men. It's very easy. It is very easy. For men to find the truth about women comes with a little heartache, little pain, little disappointment, little disheartenment, little despair, all the disheartenment, disappointment, despair, disrespect, disappearing acts. You ever been ghosted? All that, all the come with the learning experience for men. So, free game. That's apathy, y'all. Cold language. Yeah. But yeah, chat, we're not going to do no Q&A today. It's been a great episode. Short, sweet, to the point. When the dosage is potent, it's always small. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Miles said, LOL. Hey, Miles, let me know when I start lying. Hold me accountable, chat.
Classic.
Accountable, chat. Let me know when I start lying. We're here to disagree now. We just got to get to the answers. But yeah, man, make sure y'all tap in with the gang, man. Let me get my graphics up. I got to do some housekeeping real quick before I go. Make sure y'all hit the like button, too. Everybody in here who ain't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. We ain't charging for it or nothing. It don't cost nothing. That's the crazy part. It don't even cost nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the part I need y'all to do. Is hit the like button. If you inside the chat and you don't see the like button, just go ahead and exit out the chat. It's right there. And then open the chat back up and say what you got to say. While I'm getting this pulled up, if y'all got something for chat Q&A, go ahead and shoot. Hurry up, though. Hurry up. I only got a few minutes, chat. And then I got to skate. I got to skate like Lil Bow Wow and them. Roll bounce. You feel me? Oh, there it go. There it go. Hey, February 13th, we coming to the Chicagoland area, western suburbs, Darien, Illinois. Q-Bar. We're doing a live podcast, the Raw Society Coalition. We're doing a live podcast, and we have a live concert, a full live concert from myself, better known as B-Class. Y'all know me as Classic with the classic codes. But yeah, doing a live concert and a live podcast panel. So if you are not in the Chicagoland area, plan to come to Chicago for the weekend of Valentine's Day, bring your love or pull up single and come meet something. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. 21 and up event, grown folks only. You know what I'm saying? Grown folks talk, good food, good drinks, dope venue, very safe environment. For those who are not familiar with the Chicagoland area, the environment is safe. Free parking, all that. You know what I'm saying? So pull up, get your tickets. Right now, we got early bird ticket prices on the Eventbrite. I'll post the Eventbrite link to my actual page and get that over to y'all on my actual YouTube page. I'm going to post the flyer for the event and the Eventbrite link so y'all can get y'all early bird tickets. But if you're not, again, if you already in Illinois, slide. You already know what it is. Pull up. But yeah.
They don't like it when you got that glow. And one thing they hate worse than you having that glow is when you know you got that glow. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. So give them a reason to keep hating on it. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, or farming home up in rank. Step in the room, they paid away. I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't.
J.W. Pearson said, how much are the tickets? Regular price is $50 for the tickets. I believe the early birds are like 40 or 35. I'm going to post the link, though. I'm going to post the link. And you said, what time? Miles Bachelor said, what time is Sunday serve us this week? We try to do 11 o'clock, but sometimes, you know, me and Souls, we both been working hard as hell lately, man. So if we don't do 11 o'clock, it'll probably be 4 p.m. So either 11 a.m. or 4 p.m., one of the two, Miles. But hopefully I can get that information to you before Sunday. I'll probably do a red room this week. Yeah, but we'll run this ad one more time. Let's get it, man. Make sure y'all come out to the live show, man. Singles and Soulmates, Valentine's Day weekend. Come to the Shy, man.
Can't envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. Know some people I love, put some smut on my name. Real life, I'ma still love them the same. I'ma love them from outside.
They don't like it when you got that glow. And one thing they hate worse than you having that glow.
Yes, Lord.
You know
I can't wait, man.
They don't like that at all. So give them a reason to keep hating.
I can't wait, chat.
Yeah, or farming home up in rank. Step in the room, they paid away. I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. Know some people I love, put some smut on my name. Real life, I'ma still love them the same. I'ma love them from outside.
Oh, yeah. And so that's going to be a dope live event, man. So make sure that y'all don't miss it. The event is going to be intentionally intimate. So we are not selling a shit ton of tickets, fam. This is intentionally intimate. Honestly, it's not a meetup just for the chat. It's not that. You know, it's a full-fledged show. It's a public event. But we making it intentionally intimate. We're not trying to have 500, 1,000. I've been doing shows at this venue for over 10 years. If we wanted to, you know, make it shoulder to shoulder in there, we could probably go that route. And, you know, but this right here is a different type of event. We really want to engage. We really want to interact and make it a very interactive event with the crowd. Like you saw on the flyer, on the promo, crowd Q&A. We gonna pull up and do like, you know, like we do on the panel, but in a real space, in a real way. And instead of being in the chat, you know what I mean? We get straight like that. You know what I mean? Everybody grown. We get your drinks flowing. Y'all know it's going to be in Illinois. So that ganja is legal. If you need to step outside and get right, you feel me? You can do so. That's no problemo, no police activity. You're going to be straight, man. So just pull up, come to the event. It's going to be a great time, man. But yeah, if y'all don't do nothing else, for me, make sure y'all stick to the codes. We got another classic. Yeah.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Hardened my heart and that heart